is no reason at all to believe that white wine is any different to water when it comes to removing red wine stains.
On a small scale.
On a small scale.
On a small scale.
On a small scale.
On a limited or minor level.
On a limited or minor level.
The pilot program was tested on a small scale first.
The pilot program was tested on a small scale first.
A pequeña escala.
Scale down.
Scale down.
Scale down.
Scale down.
Reduce or make smaller.
Reduce or make smaller.
Due to budget constraints, they had to scale down the project.
Due to budget constraints, they had to scale down the project.
Reducción de escala.
Make oneself scarce.
Make oneself scarce.
Make oneself scarce.
Make oneself scarce.
To disappear or leave quickly.
To disappear or leave quickly.
When the party got boring, he decided to make himself scarce.
When the party got boring, he decided to make himself scarce.
Hacerse escaso.
Scarcely, when.
Scarcely, when.
Scarcely, when.
Scarcely, when.
Almost not or just before.
Almost not or just before.
Scarcely had he left the room when the phone rang.
Scarcely had he left the room when the phone rang.
Apenas, cuando.
Ahead of schedule.
Ahead of schedule.
Ahead of schedule.
Ahead of schedule.
Earlier than planned or expected.
Earlier than planned or expected.
Ahead of schedule we completed the project.
Ahead of schedule we completed the project.
Antes de lo previsto.
On schedule.
On schedule.
On schedule.
On schedule.
According to the set timetable.
According to the set timetable.
The train arrived on schedule.
The train arrived on schedule.
A tiempo.
Scrape through.
Scrape through.
Scrape through.
Scrape through.
Barely succeed or manage with difficulty.
Barely succeed or manage with difficulty.
We had to scrape through our savings to make ends meet.
We had to scrape through our savings to make ends meet.
Raspar a través.
Up to scratch.
Up to scratch.
Up to scratch.
Up to scratch.
Meeting the required standard or quality.
Meeting the required standard or quality.
Make sure your work is up to scratch before submitting it.
Make sure your work is up to scratch before submitting it.
A la altura.
Put the screw on.
Put the screw on.
Put the screw on.
Put the screw on.
Apply pressure or demand.
Apply pressure or demand.
The boss decided to put the screws on and increase the workload.
The boss decided to put the screws on and increase the workload.
Coloque los tornillos.
Screw up.
Screw up.
Screw up.
Screw up.
Make a mistake or mess up.
Make a mistake or mess up.
Don't screw up the presentation.
Don't screw up the presentation.
Meter la pata.
Seal off.
Seal off.
Seal off.
Seal off.
Close or block access.
Close or block access.
We need to seal off the room for renovation.
We need to seal off the room for renovation.
Sellar.
See about.
See about.
See about.
See about.
Attend to or take care of.
Attend to or take care of.
I'll see about getting us some tickets.
I'll see about getting us some tickets.
Ver acerca de.
See off.
See off.
See off.
See off.
Accompany to departure or say goodbye.
Accompany to departure or say goodbye.
We'll see off our guests at the airport.
We'll see off our guests at the airport.
Despedir.
See out.
See out.
See out.
See out.
Accompany until the end or finish.
Accompany until the end or finish.
He saw the project out to its very end.
He saw the project out to its very end.
Ver hacia afuera.
See through.
See through.
See through.
See through.
Understand the true nature or expose.
Understand the true nature or expose.
I can see through your excuses.
I can see through your excuses.
Calar.
See to.
See to.
See to.
See to.
Take care of or handle.
Take care of or handle.
Please see to it that everything is ready.
Please see to it that everything is ready.
Encargarse de.
seeing,
Seeing.
seeing,
Seeing.
because or considering that,
Because or considering that.
seeing that you're here, let's get started.
Seeing that you're here, let's get started.
Viendo.
Send away,
Send away.
send away,
Send away.
cause to leave or dismiss,
Cause to leave or dismiss.
she asked him to send away the unwanted guests.
She asked him to send away the unwanted guests.
Enviar lejos.
Send for,
Send for.
send for,
Send for.
request someone to come,
Request someone to come.
please send for a doctor.
Please send for a doctor.
Requerir.
Send in,
Send in.
send in,
Send in.
submit or dispatch,
Submit or dispatch.
don't forget to send in your application by the deadline.
Don't forget to send in your application by the deadline.
Enviar.
Send off,
Send off.
send off,
Send off.
dispatch or dismiss,
Dispatch or dismiss.
we'll send off the package tomorrow.
We'll send off the package tomorrow.
Despachar.
Send out,
Send out.
send out,
Send out.
distribute or emit,
Distribute or emit.
they will send out the invitations.
They will send out the invitations.
Enviar.
Send up,
Send up.
send up,
Send up.
cause to go upward or imitate,
Cause to go upward or imitate.
his behavior will send up red flags.
His behavior will send up red flags.
Enviar.
Come to one's senses,
Come to one's senses.
come to one's senses,
Come to one's senses.
to regain consciousness or awareness,
To regain consciousness or awareness.
after the accident, he finally came to his senses and realized the danger.
After the accident, he finally came to his senses and realized the danger.
Volver en sí.
In a sense,
In a sense.
in a sense,
In a sense.
To a certain extent or in a certain way.
To a certain extent or in a certain way.
In a sense, we are all responsible for the outcome.
In a sense, we are all responsible for the outcome.
En cierto sentido.
Make sense.
Make sense.
Make sense.
Make sense.
Be logical or reasonable.
Be logical or reasonable.
The instructions didn't make sense, so I asked for clarification.
The instructions didn't make sense, so I asked for clarification.
Entender.
Talk sense.
Talk sense.
Talk sense.
Talk sense.
Speak rationally or sensibly.
Speak rationally or sensibly.
Can you please talk sense and stop making wild claims?
Can you please talk sense and stop making wild claims?
Sentido de la conversación.
A series of.
A series of.
A series of.
A series of.
A sequence or set of related things.
A sequence or set of related things.
We watched a series of exciting movies.
We watched a series of exciting movies.
Una serie de.
Set about.
Set about.
Set about.
Set about.
Begin or start doing something.
Begin or start doing something.
Let's set about cleaning the garage.
Let's set about cleaning the garage.
Ponte en marcha.
Set against.
Set against.
Set against.
Set against.
Be in opposition to or opposed to.
Be in opposition to or opposed to.
She is set against the idea of moving.
She is set against the idea of moving.
Contra.
Set apart.
Set apart.
Set apart.
Set apart.
Make distinct or separate from others.
Make distinct or separate from others.
This special necklace is set apart from the rest.
This special necklace is set apart from the rest.
Apartado.
Set aside.
Set aside.
Set aside.
Set aside.
Put something aside or reserve it.
Put something aside or reserve it.
I will set aside some time to help you later.
I will set aside some time to help you later.
Reservar.
Set back.
Set back.
Set back.
Set back.
Delay or hinder progress.
Delay or hinder progress.
The delay set back our project by a week.
The delay set back our project by a week.
Retrasar.
Set down.
Set down.
Set down.
Set down.
Write or record something.
Write or record something.
Let's set down the rules for this game.
Let's set down the rules for this game.
Dejar.
Set forth.
Set forth.
Set forth.
Set forth.
Present or explain something.
Present or explain something.
The author set forth a compelling argument in the book.
The author set forth a compelling argument in the book.
Establecidos.
If you think nobody cares if you're alive, try missing a few payments.